Welcome back to Valley Boys TCG. CK here, and we are playing a little bit more than casuals this time around. We actually are having our Evolution Cup and our Sakuya release event all at the same time. So my opponent is playing the new Sakuya, and I am running EXAMON again because little secret, or not so secret here, I am intending on using EXAMON for the Ultimate Cup here in December. I got to get into the December 13th Ultimate Cup, and I really thought I'd be playing Belphimon and this set, and honestly, just EXAMON just speaks to me. I just been feeling EXAMON, so we are going to be playing EXAMON, and we got to run it in the tournament to really get a feel for it. So here we get the red Draco out, and we have a Davis set up, so we are in a good position here to really do some stuff. We get into the Draco X, which is going to let us go into the blue Corgermon, which will have jamming. So they have a good start. That Tamer is very interesting, getting to tuck options to gain memory. And then that new Amethyst Mandala option and security is pretty nasty. So we go ahead and play our Jade boost to get the Groungermon, because something tells me that's all we were missing to go in. And yeah, so we're going to play for 2 the Awakening Gene, which will play that Groungermon we just searched, which will let us go into the Winggermon. And yep, here comes big EXAMON out. EXAMON will go ahead and swing. When we hit the first security, it will trash his Tamer, but we gave him another one anyway. And yeah, we're checking 3 here, so good stuff. We hitting some heavy damage. EXAMON's very interesting because it hits pretty heavy and then has that kind of threat if you get the Awakening Gene out early. But yeah, I really like it. You throw a lot of memory around. I'm not going to lie. Yes, against certain decks, that's very bad because you give them a little memory and they can do a lot of things. Especially decks that already print memory, you're just basically giving them unlimited memory and unlimited resources to work with. But we did get to deal with him here. He's rebuilding in the back. He gets a Searcher on board. And we thought he passed turn, so we put the card back. And then he plays another Rika out. So we're kind of okay here. We would love a way to suspend and deal with that Renamon. Unfortunately, we won't be able to, so we're just going to go ahead and go into security for 2 checks. First check's clear. Second check, we're going to get minus 9k to our Mon. Is that right? There's a couple of minuses there stacked up. Yeah, minus 9k to our Mon. And we just got to rebuild in the back and hope that he doesn't have a way to lock us out next turn. So really good aggressive start here. I know my buddy here, he before the game started, he's like, we're gonna have to play this slow because I'm still reading some of these cards. And I was like, I totally get it. It's a new deck, new stuff just coming out, so all good. But honestly, he's played the old version of Sakuya, so he is familiar with most of Sakuya shenanigans. So it's just basically updating with the new stuff. But from what I've seen from the new stuff, it's pretty good. The advanced decks are always pretty strong when they drop. Beelzemon was a menace. Terriermon was really solid. And now the Sakuyamon's no different. Honestly, it's a shame that they didn't give Justimon some love. I think Justimon as an advanced deck should have been done, especially because if the advanced decks are going to be kind of Tamers focused, I think it's only been Tamers Digimon that have advanced decks, so Gallantmon doesn't need one. Gallantmon's already enough, but if they give Gallantmon the next advanced deck, that's going to be pretty nutty. So he's going to go ahead and go in, do some Tamer shenanigans to go ahead and place the option security, basically get a free recovery right there. And now he's going to get a bunch of pluses here. And go into the new maid mode. And I think he also locks us down, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember how all the effects, because I wasn't a Sakuya player. I'm not a yellow player at all either. So a lot of it, I'm like, I'm just going to take your word for it. And so Yeah, he's giving us minus security 1 and minus 5k, it looks like. Oh no, he puts us down to 5k. I think he's... And so he hits the Dragon Gene, which is going to let us play a Draco out. So we play the Searcher so that we can get... Looks like we're getting the old Groungermon, which has the end of turn DNA. And then we're getting the good EXAMON. So good stuff here. And if he can't deal with this Dracomon, we're going to have 2 checks on board to go ahead and go in. So, yeah, it looks like we can unsuspend. So all we got to do, yes, we're security attack -1, but this EXAMON does have +1 security from the Wingdramon, so we can just swing it to get rid of that security. Oh no, it looks like we're going to go for Maid. Yeah, we're going to go for Sakuya Maid mode because of the Groungermon effect. When we kill a Digimon, he's going to have to trash that security. So he could try and ace here to get a blocker out. I think that is an option. Because I believe the ace, the new Sakuya ace does play the blocker token, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it looks like that's the play he's going for. He's going to go Sakuya ace, play out token. Token will block. Yep, token will block, and then when something is deleted in battle, it does trash his security. So he's realizing we're not hitting security, we're trashing it from security. Oh, I guess it still triggers there, I guess? And then we just have the Draco to swing for game. Yeah, I think that's what happened there. And so game 2, we move on. He is getting his stack started early. No Tamer, but he's got the Rena QB, so he is a champion already. We're going to get the red Dracomon. So I know some people run the blue flare Draco instead. They don't run the reds at all. I really like the cycle of red, and it lets me run Wisteria. Now, honestly, I should be running 4 Wisterias, but I actually run 2 Wisterias and 2 Jade because I don't have 4 Wisterias, or else I would probably just run the 4 Wisterias because Wisteria would target everything in the deck pretty much, except for 1 Groungermon that's green only. But you see, he's got the Taumon on board. Taumon's going to play the Amethyst. Amethyst's going to get that recovery, and then he'll gain his cheap Evo, where you see the Maid mode already on board. So yeah, turn 2, he's already big stacking it. To go from a 4 to a 6 and get a recovery, and yeah. Sakuya has always been pretty good, but it looks like we get the cycle to draw cards. We're going to go ahead and go up with the Draco X is going to get us to the Cordramon. So this is a perfect start. We want EXAMON. We want that Draco X to get us into the blue Cordramon so that we have a jamming. Now, here is the thing. We're unsure whether to attack because, yeah, we have jamming, but if he plays the blocker token, if he does ace again, but then we realize, well, you know what, that blocker token is only 6k, we'll be swinging at 7. But we play it safe. We drop the Groungermon, which will let us Evo here into the Wingdramon, and then we go ahead and just go full combo here into EXAMON, choking him to 2, actually. And so we were going to swing into him, but then we realized we don't trash anyway. So to play it safe, we're going to... I mean, we have piercing. We can check over him anyway. I think it doesn't make a difference here. But we go ahead and swing at security. That first one will blow him up. And then he'll have the protection from the Amethyst. So maybe we should have just tried to pierce. Actually, we wouldn't have been able to trigger pierce. So that's why we did it that way. We went for security because we wouldn't be able to trigger pierce. And then it looks like we hit that blue plug-in, which will probably stun us. But we do get our 3 checks. So you know what? We do the heavy damage. Essentially 4 checks because we should have popped the Maid mode, but they activated the option in security to go ahead and protect itself. So yeah, I think we did that. That was the right sequence there. We swung into security to force him to use his protection. Because if we swung over them, yes, they would have used protection, but we wouldn't have got the piercing. We would have done essentially nothing except remove the security. Whereas in this instance, we get to do heavy damage from security, essentially 4 checks, if you think about it, and remove its protection. And so here we see the high-speed plug-in. the new high-speed plugin that works like the ATMON cards, which is pretty cool. Actually getting the link effect from these options, and I'm thinking about using these link effects to in ATMON itself. And so he's gonna send us to security. Yeah, pretty nutty card, but we do get to partition out. And man, if we had set up the Dragon Gene early, that partition would be a nasty play. But we go right back into EXAMON to go ahead and suspend. And now we're debating whether to swing over it or go at security. I think the safe thing, just go at security, because we will remove him anyway. So we go for security. And yeah, when first one is checked, it should delete the maid mode. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the security effect on this one is just to draw one and add to hand. We should be security +2. I'm not sure why we're not getting the extra check. Oh, there we go. Do not know what happened there. And then we see the Dragon Gene come down. Dragon Gene to play out a Draco X. Should play it for 1. Yeah, plays it for 1. So put him to 2. He'll be able to go to QB and probably do some things. Now that plugin and security will stun us, so we won't be able to unsuspend. He's showing he had a brick hand there. I think he's missing all the 5s. He only has 4s and 6s. Yeah, looks like 4s and 6s. He's missing a 5. So it feels like he's bricking a little bit. Looks like he's going to go ahead. I think he's just doing some calculations here. He does have that plugin could lock us down. So he taps the Rika to play plugin. That's going to lock down the EXAMON. That'll trigger the inherited effect to go into Talmon for cheap. Will it survive? And it does. It has a boost somewhere there. Oh no, it has jamming. Sorry, that plugin gives it jamming. So it has jamming. Total safe play. And so he's got to choose. I mean, I guess he could. Yeah, he was wishing he had the other Talmon. If he had the other Talmon, he could do some board control, because I think at -3k, something like that. And he just has to drop a Searcher Renamon. Looks like he's going to pick up the Rika and the, QB. And then picks up the other Rika on board. I think that's a misplay. I think he accidentally picked up the Rika that should stay unless it comes back to hand. Am I missing something with that Rika? I think he accidentally picked up what should have stayed on board. I think he messed himself up there. Unless I'm mistaken, does that Rika supposed to toss itself back to hand? Maybe I'm missing something. So we get to go into Corgermon. We have the jamming Corgermon, so might as well swing the jammer in. We don't have, unfortunately, we do not have another level 4 to be able to play. We are also 6k, I believe, because the inherited. So yeah, we will trade. And then we swing. Yeah, so the Corgermon had a +1k. And then here's the thing. EXAMON's effect, whenever security is removed from, they'll remove one of their suspended. So when we hit that last security with the little guy, we went ahead and cleared and got the overflow. So we're going to get the Corgermon, the Dracomon out. I think we're going to try to go for a big play here. Dracomon will pick us up the EXAMON. Can we do an end of turn shenanigan? Can we go for game here with the full EXAMON combo? Another stack? If we have a... Nope. Okay, we don't. Okay, I was hoping we could do something fun there, but I guess not. But we are threatening lethal here. I think EXAMON will be unstunned by the end of this turn. Plus we have that Corgermon on board. All they have is the Renamon on board, no security. They could essentially recover. And I think, like I said, I think there was a misplay. I think he accidentally took that Rika back to hand that wasn't supposed to go back to hand. Could be messed up something. But yeah, we have the game pretty much locked, I think. Yeah, he succeeds there. So Fun gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please come back next time.